Okay, what we're going to do today is we're going to build an encoder circuit, and we're given the truth table for the encoder. Okay, the way we're going to build it is we've got to build 3 K maps because we have to have a K map for X, Y, and Z because our inputs A, B, and C are going to go in and our outputs are going to be X, Y, Z. So we have to build the K maps, build the circuits for those, but we got to use the K maps in order to do that. So we're going to start with the X. So all I'm going to do is look down the X column, and I'm going to put my 1s and 0s into my corresponding numbers in my K map. Since 0 is an X, that means we don't care what it is when it's a 0. So we're just going to put an X in the box. Then we're going to go to 1, and it's a 1. So we'll put a 1 in there. 2 is a 1. Whoops, that's 3. 2 is a 1. 3 is a 1. 4 is a 0. 5 is another don't care, so we're going to put an X in there. 6 and 7 are both zeros. Okay, so we got our K map for there. But before we do that, we're just going to fill in all our K maps so that way we have them all done, and then we'll build the circuit. So now I'm going to look just at Y. A again is an X. 1 is a 0. 2 is a 1. 3 is a 1. 4 is a 0. 5 is an X. 6 is a 1. And 7 is a 0. So now I have that K map filled in. Now I'm going to do my 1 just looking at Z. 0 is an X. 1 is a 0. 2 is a 0. 3 is a 1. 4 is a 1. 5 is an X. 6 and 7 are both zeros. So now I have all my K maps filled in. I can go back and figure out my circuit based off my K map. So I'm looking at just a K map for X. So I look and say, do I have a group of 8? No, I do not. So now I go, do I have a group of 4? Yes, I do, because I can use my X as a 1 because I don't care if it's a 1 or a 0. So I can use that as a 1. So I'm going to circle these. Now I've used up all my 1s. I can get no more groups out of that since I've used all my 1s. So let's go down here and we'll say X is equal to, and I'm going to look at this line and say, what doesn't change in that line? Well, the only thing that doesn't change is A naught, because B naught changes to B and C naught changes to C. So A is equal to A naught. And I'm done with that K map. Now we're going to go on to Y. We're going to look at Y. Again, I look, do I have a group of 8? No. Do I have a group of 4? No. Do I have a group of 2? Well, yes, I have 3 and 2 makes a group of 2. I haven't used up all my 1s yet, so do I have another group of 2? Yes. I have this group here. Why I did it that way, I don't know. Because you can wrap it around, or you can just circle it. So 2 and 6 is also. Now I've used all my 1s. There's nothing else I can do. So now I'm going to say, okay, what does Y equal? And I'm going to build my circuit based off that K map. So I'm going to look at, I always like to look at the horizontal first. I don't know why. And I'm going to say, what doesn't change in this horizontal 3 and 2? Well, my A naught doesn't change. So it's going to be A naught. Is there anything else that doesn't change? My B doesn't change, but my C changes to a C naught. So I'm done with that group, so now I'm going to OR it with my next group, which is going to be 2 and 6. Well, A and A naught, they change. The only thing that doesn't change is B, C naught. So Y is going to equal A naught B ORed with B naught C, or B C naught, sorry. Now we're going to go to our Z. And again, we're going to look for a group of 8. Don't have one. How about a group of 4? Don't have one. Do I have a group of 2? Yes. I like to do the horizontal, so I'm going to say 4 and 5. You could also do 0 and 4 if you wanted to. Okay. I didn't use all my other 1s yet, so do I have another group of 2? No. So I just have a group of 1 here. So now I got to go back and figure out what is Z going to equal. Well, Z is going to equal, if I do this, what doesn't change? Well, the A does not change. So that's going to stay there. What doesn't change here? B naught. Stays the same. What about my C naught? It changes to C, so I do away with that one. I finished that, so now I'm going to OR it with, well, I only have a group of 1, so I'm just going to use all those letters because nothing is going to change. It's all going to stay the same because it's only a group of 1. So it's A naught, B, C. So now I have my outputs, what they all equal, but now I got to construct the circuit. Okay? And I should have moved these up here, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move them up here so you can see. X is equal to A naught, because I'm going to need this room to build the circuit. Y is equal to A naught B plus BC naught. And Z is equal to AB naught plus A naught BC. So we're going to erase these.